Joining us to have this conversation is Dr. Adedayo Kayode, a sociopolitical technocrat who joins us virtually. Good morning, Dr. Adedayo Kayode. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you today?
Very well,
You were
thank you.
asking whether I've done so that we not share with in your shawarma day. Because I had you talking about shawarma for breakfast.
Thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Month. Happy
Happy
New
New
Month.
Month.
Happy New Month.
Right.
Yes, yes, same
It's
from
just
here.
it's just very pathetic that one of the things that kicked off the new month, which we saw happen yesterday, Monday, the 2nd of September, was about 10 of the End Bad Governance protesters who, they've been kept in custody for a while now, and they were finally charged yesterday with treason. And we know that the penalty for treason is a death sentence. Now, when you got that update, we saw the video, some of their family members crying because they just came out to protest and they might never get to see them again. I would like to get your reaction to this whole situation, the judgment, how exactly it could have been properly handled. And, let's start off with that because there are a lot of things embodied in this.
Yes, you see, it is a bad omen, a totally bad omen for our democratic nation at this present moment in our history. You see, it is also a pity that the so-called personalities that have been claiming they fought the military to a standstill to give us democracy, that are now turning themselves into a situation that is even worse than when we are under the military. Under the military, for you to protest, you know what it entails. But when it comes to a democratic nation, demonstration is part of the ingredients of telling a government that, listen, I don't like the way you are doing. So for you now to go out to be arresting those that participated in End Bad Government and then charging them with treason, it's appalling. I was reading another story even as regards that yesterday, whereby a Briton had also been charged.
And it was even declared
for
wanted
treason,
at first,
and even declared wanted before the guy now spoke out from wherever he is.
From the UK.
And then Adedayo and the secretary had now been invited. I mean, they now want to also rope them, perhaps, as an accomplice. So it's now becoming an unpalatable situation in our nation. Mm-hmm. No more freedom of speech. No more freedom of this. No more freedom of that. Then tell me, where is that democracy? No, where is that democracy? That we are planning to celebrate our 64th independence anniversary now. Are we now saying we are having independence without freedom? Independence without freedom? I don't think we Nigerians should allow this to pass by, because you never can tell who will be in that guy's situation tomorrow.
Now, Dr. Adedayo Kayode, you said you don't think we Nigerians should allow this pass by. I know that civil society organizations, human rights lawyers, political activists, a lot of people, we've seen Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, speak on this a couple of times. Adedayo has, been following up on this case to see what comes out of it. We've seen that they've put in so much effort, right? So at this point in time, with this judgment that has been passed on 10 of these protesters, bearing in mind that there are still some protesters that were not, charged with treason, we don't know what the outcome of that will be yet. What else, or what other strategies, or what else do you think these CSOs, activists, and even Nigerians as a whole can do to probably change the situation? Is there a possibility of that situation being changed? If yes, what else can we do? Because this is a very disturbing case for us
So
as a
many things you
country.
can do. So many things you can do.
We'd like to hear them.
Yes, but before saying that, let me first of all appreciate Femi Falana, SAN, for making himself available when Ajaero was going to
For
visit
the questioning, yeah.
the police, which was a good one. Now, I haven't seen what happened there. This thing now should go beyond lawyers. It should go beyond CSOs.
All right, Dr. Adedayo Kayode, let me interrupt you for a bit. We have a caller, Nicholas from Lagos. Let's quickly get Nicholas's thought. Nicholas, please go on in 30 seconds.
Okay. Please, on this issue, I see Nigerians now as like democratic country. I don't think all these things the present administration are doing working. One, people come out for demonstration. Why is it the demonstration? That is the number one thing they need to ask themselves. People come out to demonstrate because, one, they are not happy of the way the government are being run, the way the government are being managed. That's why people come out for demonstration.
Right.
You can't just come out and start arresting them. Yes, you may arrest them because they have some damages or things when the demonstration went on. You arrest them. Highest you did them within the 24 hours, you release them and let them go.
All right, thank you for your thoughts, Nicholas. Right, thank you. Thank you so much for calling us this morning. Thank you. You know, Dr. Adedayo Kayode, I'm sure you heard what Nicholas said. He was just contributing to, you know, this whole situation on ground. So please go on. Let's still talk about this judgment and what measures, what other strategies we could use. You were thanking Senior Advocate Femi Falana for coming through.
Yes, you see, now what I'm saying is, the next stage we should go in this country should be beyond the baristas and the CSOs. We should now learn to include religious leaders and traditional leaders.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why? Because all of them attend one religious center or the other, either church or mosque. Imagine the imam of the biggest mosque in Nigeria joining hands with Baba Adeboye, joining hands with the man in trend, joining hands with
religious forces coming together.
Yes. Olukoya or Winners, Oyedepo. Would they arrest them? Joining hands with Oni of Ife. Joining hands with Oni of Ife. The one in Sokoto. The one in Meduguri. And then the citizens that follow them. Now tell me, would they shoot or would they arrest? Because these are people that have been giving them authenticity to stay in that office. They have been joining hands with them. Of recent, it met with traditional leaders. Of recent, it met with the patrons, led by Secretary of the Commonwealth. So let all these people come together. Because if we don't, at this point in time, rescue our nation from these repressive actors, who knows? Who's going to be next tomorrow?
All right, Dr. Adedayo Kayode.
Who knows what are going to bring up tomorrow? Now, of protest like the phone caller said, is to show grievances. As the grievances now being met, no, rather it's becoming worse.
More intense.
NNPC was just saying yesterday that it's owing $6 billion.
Yeah.
And I was asking, how are you owing $6 billion? The petrol that we imported, did you give them out free? No, did you give them out free? Were people not paying for it at different dispensing stations? Okay, now again, I was reading again this morning that, oh, listen, we have been importing PMS for so much. This is how much is being sold in Nigeria, but it's being sold times 2 of it in neighboring countries. And security agencies, top security agencies, are the ones exporting this thing out to go and make money. Olokpo Ibiri, Eniki Lokobo Ibiri, or what's his name, said this. And because of that, you are now suffering Nigerians. And Nigerians to suffer for the laxity in government.
Dr. Adedayo, Kayode, if I may come in.
Come in.
All right, since we're moving towards petrol, that's where I'm also going. I want to take this report from Punch newspaper, which says petrol will be exported if marketers boycott product. This is a statement coming from Dangote Refinery. Now, so my question is, why is he making such statement, and why would marketers boycott buying fuel from Dangote at the expense of the Nigerians having access to petrol?
I've answered this question several months ago. And I refer you to go and read one of my articles. Or you go to YouTube and Google it. It's there. A bewildered nation. The connivance of the leadership against its people. Let me start even from gas. Gas. This same government. They encourage everybody to go and be using gas. And they brought the price of gas. They brought it down. Then when you want to buy 12.5 kg, you can fill your gas with, you can fill it up with about maybe 6,000 naira,
Yeah.
5,000 naira. Later they came up that the people that are in charge of that gas are saying that Nigerian consumers are affecting their international consumers, and they prefer to be exporting our own gas that they are exploring here. They prefer to export it out, and government is allowing them. What do you call that? Connivance. Now, Dangote Refinery. Why will even Nigerian government allow Dangote Refinery to be going through all the trauma that he has been going through in the past few weeks? Why should Nigerian government allow that? Here is an individual that has decided to remove the speck on your eyes that the whole Nigerians cannot remove, that are running away from, the rods they are running away from. And he say, okay, let me bear it for you. And the guy pumping a lot of money. Look at his head. It's now white all through. His hair was not like that before. He said, let me bear this burden for you. Let me be your savior in this area. Let me be your redeemer in this area. And look at the way they are now crucifying him.
You know, Doctor...
How dare you? Listen. How dare you, a government, importing fuel, and somebody is producing it here, and you're not saying you're not going to patronize it? How dare the independent marketers? Are they not operating under a particular constitution? Are they not operating under a particular authority? What is the government doing by not controlling them? Why is NPC still exploitation, instead of patronizing Dangote refinery, if not because they are out to milk and extort the people at the expense of the well-being of the citizens that you are supposed, you are sworn to ensure that they have lifeline in having a kind of standard of living that is commensurate to what we are having in other better climes.
Right, Dr. Kayode, you know, just as you, as we're preparing to wrap up, there's even an update this morning on the Punch newspaper that the NNPCL may even stop importing fuel as depot price nears about 1,000 naira per litre. So we're seeing a situation where we might start buying fuel at 1,000 naira. The Daily Trust puts it at about 1,400 naira. But I'd like to shift your attention from that to another very disturbing thing. It will sort of connect us back to the protesters. Now, I recall last week we had a conversation with a political activist in regards to the protesters that were held in custody without any charge. And he went on to explain how the security operatives went as far as even finding some of these protesters wherever they were. Now, on the Daily Trust newspaper, there's a disturbing headline. It's the major read. Boko Haram kills many farmers and others in fresh Yobe attack. And according to the report, security agencies are the ones that confirmed the attack, but could not give the details of the attack nor confirm the casualty figures. Now, we've seen it over and over again. Insecurity, bandits, Boko Haram, killing farmers, which at one end affects our agricultural sector. But if it was possible for our security agencies to be able to track down on protesters, get them, arrest them, why do we constantly have a case where these security agencies are unable to figure out cases like this? They are not, according to the Daily Trust newspaper, they cannot give any detail of the attack nor confirm the casualty figures, and sometimes they're unable to even trace these things. When we hear kidnapping, we hear that they come sometimes on motorbikes or these small buses to pack people in large numbers, and they go away with them. And for hours or minutes that happens, there's no security agency.
Sorry. Let me also come in. Even beyond that, we have seen situations whereby traditional leaders, even to ban them, give them legislative title. So it's beyond even going with 300 vehicles.
Right.
With them, going with 300 vehicles to a turbaning ceremony, whereby you even have security agencies attending the ceremony. Right. How about that?
What exactly can we say? Thank you. How exactly can we? Because it's very disturbing. It disturbs my head a lot, as well as the head of many Nigerians, how we're unable to use all the intelligence that we have to track these people. And constantly lives are lost, agricultural sector is affected, people are displaced, but we can easily trace a protester.
Yes. You see, I've been saying it. Koti, Amampor, political correspondent of a CNN. And at the same time, Koti, our late father, the only late father that has been giving us money from the grave, Sonny Abacha. That any act of insurgents that a government cannot resolve within 24 to 48 hours, that same government should be taken as an accomplice. Are you with me? Remember, during the electioneering process, Shetima, the present vice president, was allegedly accused. You remember? During the last election, also remember, Pantami, the for what was it then? Was also allegedly accused of membership of some of these groups. And before that, somebody like me, I've been quoting Amampo of CNN and Sonny Abacha, the former head of state here, that the insecurity we are having in this nation is nothing other than self-made. Other than self-made. How do I mean? We have been hearing disturbing news whereby aircrafts have been dropping equipment, food, water, utilities.
Right, Dr. Kayode, can we wrap up this thought in about?
In the bush.
Can we wrap up this thought in about 30 seconds? We are really, out of time.
Disturbing news whereby leadership of these terrorist groups, kidnappers, are being given chieftaincy titles by traditional.
This is a very strong allegation, Dr. Adedayo Kayode.
No, it's not an allegation. It happened in Borno State. What are you talking? Go and Google it. No, I mean, I know what I'm talking about. It happened in Borno State, whereby it was being turbine, and he came with his people there.
And he was a known terrorist.
Security chiefs there.
And this person was a known terrorist.
Look at the armor car. Look at the armor car that was just seized by the terrorists of recent from our military. What happened to it? How can that happen?
It is just
Why
very
should the military allow that to happen?
Right. It is just very painful that our time is. Dr. Kayode.
Really does talk in the mouth. Why did you blow it up yourself?
Right, Dr. Adedayo Kayode. It is very disturbing and very painful.
Of insurgency, counter-insurgency.
Right.
We all know some
Dr. Kayode, we have to wrap up the conversation because we will soon be locked out of this conversation. It's just unfortunate that we've run out of time.
So that I don't be able to lock us out.
Right, but I assure you that we would have you back this week to continue on this conversation. When you're available, we would continue this conversation because we have to land and get more facts on this. We'll do our research as well in regards to what you said, and we'll come back and talk about this.
Do your research. It happened in Borno State.
We'll come back and talk about this. Right.
And we saw them on the high table.
Okay, but we have to go now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Adedayo Kayode. It's been a delight. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Are you there?
Yes. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.